What's up, YouTube? We're a couple of cunts. We're in the countryside. We're talking about America. America, good old US of A, land of guns and racism. It is a country, yes. You know, as old as, you know, your shoes.
To be fair, these are actually quite new shoes, but I do have stuff that's almost as old as America. It's like, what was it, like 1970? I don't know, it was like the last like 30 years.
1984, something
place
like
really
that.
started coming along, yeah.
You've been to America.
I have, I've been there 4 times now.
You've got a qualified view.
I was going to say, I'm a little more qualified, but I think to liven things up a bit, we got a person who's never been to America, someone who's been there a bit. Perhaps we should maybe get some other views, maybe, I don't know, say an expat Brit who's living over there and an actual American. That would be useful.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Do you think we could find any of them? I don't know. We have actually got with us a guy we've mentioned a few times, our man in the US, Raz. Right. His brother-in-law, Chris.
The actual American.
Open
this, because I'm a massive
the relations between America and Britain so strong.
It's already they've warmed up since 1776.
I think like somebody made a your mother joke about someone, and then it all got a bit out of hand. People started stabbing each other and
dumping tea into a mud bed.
Yeah, and then like I think we just called it quits. We gave you your back garden and you gave us Canada. It was kind of a fair trade.
It was not a fair trade.
I mean, who wants Canada?
No,
not even the Canadians want Canada.
See, this is the thing. Can anybody actually tell you anything that's happening in Canada at this time? You know, the American elections, everybody around the world will hear about them because they're so important. I couldn't even tell you who's in charge of Canada. I don't know.
Does it? I think he might be French.
See, this is my thing. I don't imagine that actually being like ballots and people having elections there. The only way I imagine people getting elected in Canada is they just get a bunch of people around, throw a hockey puck down. Whoever wins the fight gets to run the country.
Hang on, isn't the leader of Canada Bryan Adams? The thing with America is there is an abundance of Mexicans, and when he came to stay with us and stuff for the wedding, every time we get him from his hotel room, he'd be like, I've got to make sure I've locked the door. Why is that? Because all the cleaning people are Mexican. I didn't want anything to be stolen just because they're Mexican and they're a bunch of thieves.
You're overdoing that ever so slightly there. I went back to my room once and said, oh, hang on, I don't think I've locked it.
And he didn't say thieves, he said thieves.
Thieves.
You can't take the piss out of our accents, you did.
I was
qualified.
I was expecting you to come back and have some really annoying, like, fucking West Coast accent going on.
You mean West Coast of America? I thought you meant the West Coast of England. So I'd come up to you and say, alright there, my lover!
Why would you go to America and come back with a fucking Bristol accent or something stupid like that?
Just to be a bit different.
Yeah. That is going to sting you.
To be fair, we're probably
a bumblebee, they don't have stingers.
In this country, they do.
Bumblebees are fucking faggots in America because they don't have stingers.
The bumblebee in America is literally just...
The bumblebee in America is like, I'm fat, I don't know how my wings can support me, I don't know what's going on.
Then you've got the wasp in America, they're like fucking giant pterodactyls.
They're not as bad as the Japanese.
They just come down and
like,
piss me off!
The thing is though, this is what America does to people, and it's glorious.
You were kind of fat before you got there.
Thanks.
To be fair though, I would go to America purely for the food. Again, we were watching Man v Food earlier, and I was just like, I could like literally plow through America eating everything.
I would live in America.
Well, you heard about that place in Colorado, the Heart Attack Grill?
Yes.
The guy
you go in there, you get surgical gowns.
The guy who runs it used to be a nutritionalist, and he got to a point where he kept on telling people, you know, lose weight, eat like this, lose weight, eat like this, and nobody was doing it. And he was just like, you know what? Fuck it. If people want to eat like shit, I'm gonna serve them like shit.
See, that's your amazing take on capitalism. You are better at breakfast than us, because, you know, in this country, you have to wait until, like, midday before someone generally will serve you something really unhealthy. There, nobody bats an eyelid. If you want to order something for breakfast, it's got 4 different kinds of animal on, 6 kind of cheese, 2 different eggs, and it's been deep fried in itself twice.
But that's the thing that makes, you know, I can't actually put a finger on why I love living in America because of my wife.
You just went there for fried cheese.
No. But
don't be denying it. Moving to a country for massive amounts of fried cheese is nothing to be ashamed of.
Dude, mozzarella cheese sticks are on every menu for a starter. The food here is good in spells.
It's not got enough cholesterol in for you. We have these things called
America knows
vitamins,
how to
they
make
didn't
a
quite make it
cheeseburger.
over the pond.
If you want cholesterol, just go to Scotland. They invented the fucking deep fried Mars bar.
And the deep fried sausage and the deep fried salad.
Well, we got the deep fried Twinkie.
Well, you've got the Twinkie for a start, and then you deep fry this shit. Also, what I really like about America is you have proper size packets of beef jerky. Like in this country, they're like that big. Out there, you can actually pick up sacks of them. Like you'd have a sack of potatoes you'd buy in this country. Oh, just popping down the store, gonna buy a pack of beef jerky large enough to beat a child to death with.
It's like when we would go down to the petrol station down at the bottom of my road, and Cammy would get his morning packet of beef jerky. Then he found Burger King.
Yeah, those
like high cholesterol, fucking smothered in powdered cheese, fucking chips.
They said they had potato in, but it wasn't.
They didn't.
It was food colouring, salt, cheese, and I don't actually know what held it together. Probably some sort of voodoo magic.
Well, this is the land that buys the double down.
It's hopes and wishes, actually.
Really?
Which America is just dried out on.
Yeah. Sounds like it was an interesting experience. You got to eat a load of shit. You got to, go and shoot guns for a laugh.
Shooting guns was fun.
The guns in America.
You do have
you have guns.
Yeah.
Not just shotguns that are used for scaring people off your land. You have like
get off my land, you bastard!
Yeah, it's great, and there's certain guns that are supposed to be illegal in America, but it's kind of like you can still go out and buy them, but you can't tell anybody that you have them.
Well, they just issue with them at the airport, don't they? So the thing is, guns that we have here are clearly designed for shooting animals because you'd shoot a person and just go, what was that for?
Oh, what have you done? You shot me with buckshot, you dickhead.
But you've got guns that are
slowed me down.
Specifically designed to kill people. It's like you're not going to go hunting with a fucking M16, are you? That's going to be
specifically designed to take out tanks, for fuck's sake.
It's basically what Brits think American is. We think just is,
cheeseburgers and guns.
Yeah. That should be the tagline when you get into like the port authority at fucking Boston, Newark, or wherever. It should just say with a giant fucking eagle. Welcome to America.
We have cheeseburgers and guns. You're welcome.
And guns.
So I'm sure you guys think we're just like tea and brollies and bowler hats.
We know the Queen. Crumpets with the Queen.
Every person I work with think that the British all wear scarves and suits, and we all talk like Hugh Grant. We all know the Queen, and that they think that the pound actually weighs a pound.
Fucking hell, your wallet would be a bit.
Just the thing as well with Americans.
When I went over to Florida, I met, meeting all these people and everything, and I gave one of them a pound. And he's like, oh, what's this? And I was like, this is the British equivalent of $1. It's a pound. He's like, oh, it doesn't weigh a pound. Well, I should fucking hope not, because I've got 10 quid in shrapnel in my pockets. One of the cool things about America, though, is like you could wake up at, say, 4 o'clock in the morning, and just be like, do you know what? I need to fucking get something, whether it be food, like a prescription, anything.
Guns. Crack whore.
Yeah,
crack whore with guns and a cheeseburger.
But then you can go through a drive-thru and it's there. And
you have drive-in everything though. This is what amazes me about America. It's like you have a drive-through bank. So like, who does drive-through banking?
The thing is though, it's so fucking convenient because you don't have to go and like, oh, I can help you. Oh yeah, I'd like to withdraw some money out of my account. No, you can literally just go.
Do you have drive-through hookers as well? Because that would be convenient.
No. Well, in Hartford, yeah.
if they don't, someone needs to paint them back because they can make a fucking mint.
But the thing is, it's such a genius idea, and seeing as I've only been home for a couple of days, when you go grocery shopping in America, is you literally have someone like scanning your food at the checkout, and then you have someone bagging it for you, which blew my fucking mind when I was over there.
Because you missed your true calling.
Yeah,
as opposed to going into Morrison's and someone just throwing your food at you.
That's the thing.
In your defense, we have more of a heart for, I'm going to say, the touched people in America.
That's one way of putting it.
Because those are the ones that are like,
it's going bottom.
Nah, doesn't work like that,
so I found myself, we were in Asda, what was it, Saturday? I genuinely got annoyed because nobody was, like, bagging my groceries
up.
Oh,
you fucking spoiled twat. There must be something you miss about Britain.
Do you know the things I miss about home?
People swearing properly.
No, the thing is though, I get away with saying cunt quite a bit.
Because
no,
you're
you
British,
don't.
And they believe that it's not offensive over here. Like we
No.
our parents
If
go, all right,
if you were to say, if you say cunt over here, people are just like, say that. But if you work in a factory,
yeah, we are very opposed to using that word on this.
But then, like over in the States, you can't. It's like cunt, and people are like, oh my god.
Yeah, bitch.
Like,
I dropped a C-bomb.
Like my mother would slap your face if you said it in front of her.
Legit slap you in the face though.
I do find the difference in language quite funny. Like words we use will mean one thing, and words you'll use will mean something completely different.
Case in point, Fanny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
the one.
Thank you, Sarah.
I made that mistake.
basically, right, Sarah had come to my house and everything, and my little sister, she was like, what, how old was Kirsty? Like
15.
15, and she's just like, oh, look at you, I could slap your fanny.
No, what I said was, you're acting like a
You got him. You got him.
Oh,
jerk.
You're
I'm
acting
gonna
like
slap
a
you
jerk.
right on your fanny.
I'm going to slap you on your fanny.
Like
To
literally,
which-
the room just went.
To which my sister went,
His whole family looked at me like,
because
I will
Fanny...
foul-
Is that what they do in America?
Because Fanny in America is an arse.
Yes, hence fanny pack.
Exactly.
Such a
To
good
make case in point, our aunt trying to force a fanny pack on Christmas.
A bum bag, you're British for fuck's sake.
But no, it's just like...
She was like, you want this fanny pack? And I was like, I don't know why anybody would ever want a fanny pack in the world.
Do you know, you should have done it, because I would love to see you at the fucking Goose or the Tolly or something. Like, can
Hold
I get...
on, let me
can I
reach
get
into my fanny pack, and it's in front, just be like,
Exactly, just like...
Don't mind me, ladies.
Can
Just
I
gonna have a
get, can I
rummage.
get a
10 quid, right?
Can I get a bottle of Copperberg, a pint of Stella, and a pint of Tuborg? How much is that? £20? Alright.
I can imagine the fanny thing would lead to some quite uncomfortable situations in, like, you know, intercontinental relationships. Do me in the fanny, depending on which way round it was.
Do you know I've never actually thought of it like that? Put it up my fanny. Well, that's what I do not... Oh,
It was
okay.
dark. I got it wrong.
But, I gotta say, as far as I don't miss the country. I miss, like you bastards,
He comes for the people, and he stays.
for the people.
Well, we've been a cornucopia of cunts in the countryside, and if you enjoyed this video, like, favourite, subscribe and share. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you didn't enjoy it, you're probably Mexican and were offended by the jokes, because they're true. Feel free to suggest a topic for us to talk about in a future episode, and we'll see you next time.
You might also be pissed off because you're Canadian. That's probably because we still own you.